You can't end a live stream these days without Debbie Wasserman Schultz and her utter, disgusting corruption. And it seems like Debbie Wasserman Schultz is now calling the police.
Say it like Bernie says it.
Debbie Wasserman Schultz is now calling the police on one of the most heroic anti-war protesters in this country. Here is the clip from a press conference yesterday. You take a look, and we'll talk about it after.
When Debbie Wasserman Schultz has been trying to speak. Our folks, living in freedom, interrupting.
Se trata de y la está agarrando a la congresista. Oh my God, están llamando a la policía del Capitolio porque una de las mujeres está agarrando a la congresista. Los hombres aquí donde están, pues, los hombres
Please, she's holding him here. Let's go.
Don't do that.
You tell him to stop.
Let go. Let go. Move back.
she's holding me.
Ya le tengo una mano ya.
Okay.
Help, they're choking.
You cannot be doing that.
All right. Wow.
So there was a press conference or wherever where Debbie Wasserman Schultz was speaking out on behalf of the new Bolivian leader, who, as in Venezuela, is a totally undemocratic, unelected. It is a total coup in Bolivia, and you have this right-wing woman who has now declared herself president against Bolivia's constitution. So, of course, Debbie Wasserman Schultz is praising that person. Listen, there's a lot of things I don't know in life. Pretty confident in the 15 to 20 years Medea Benjamin has been protesting. She's not laid her hand on an elected official. So I have a very hard time. I don't see any evidence in that video, because there's no way of even seeing that Medea Benjamin was hanging on or touching Debbie Wasserman Schultz. From what Medea Benjamin of Code Pink was saying, it seems like somebody was touching her, and maybe by somebody choking her or whatever was happening, we can't see. Maybe because of that movement, she might have bumped in to Debbie Wasserman Schultz. But again, how could Debbie Wasserman Schultz even have seen who was behind her? She was looking forward, and immediately she just assumed it was Medea Benjamin. She's saying, call the Capitol Police. This is like police officers, not de-escalating. How do you know who it is? It could just be somebody who tripped, blah, 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 blah. So, again, of course, I don't like Debbie Wasserman Schultz, but I wouldn't condone violence.
No.
But do you see anything in there that makes it evident?
There's no evidence, and as you said, Debbie's literally just looking forward. She can't see what's happening. And also, I don't know if you guys have seen Medea in person, but she is the tiniest, most compact, also very fierce in her protesting and total badass in her actions, but she is tiny and compact. She's not physically assaulting congresswomen.
And this is another picture where, I guess to start, on the other side of Debbie Wasserman Schultz. So I don't know how she ended up over there. Oh, you can't see it there, but you clearly see she's next to her with the sign, no cops, Bolivia, Venezuela, no coups, excuse. But of course, after this peaceful protest, 5 police cars rolled up to her house, threatening to arrest her for assaulting Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Police state. It is, putting aside Debbie Wasserman Schultz's just pattern of ridiculousness and corruption, there was no evidence you were assaulted by little old Medea Benjamin. I'm sure Debbie Wasserman Schultz knows who Medea Benjamin is, because most politicians know who Code Pink and Medea Benjamin is.
Yep.
And I am sure if Debbie Wasserman Schultz was being tugged at or whatever, if she saw in the corner of her eye Medea Benjamin somewhere, immediately was looking for a reason, call the police.
Yep.
On Medea Benjamin. So, unless there are eyewitnesses there, and granted I haven't followed it since, But unless there were eyewitnesses there that are not Bolivian officials or, part of the deep state, I don't want to hear it. And there should be no actions taken against Medea Benjamin, who, frankly, is a smart woman. She's not going to touch or assault an elected official, because obviously you're gonna have I think that's a serious felony.
Yeah.
For doing that.
Of course.
So, yeah, all I have to say is I don't know if there are charges against her, but if there are, they need to be dropped. This is clearly an attempt to silence Code Pink and Medea Benjamin, who has done great work protesting the illegal attempts at a coup in Venezuela. You covered it at the embassy in D.C. You saw her and Code Pink fighting the good fight there.
Yeah, Medea was there very, very frequently. I covered it for about 3 days. She was there for probably, I don't remember how long it lasted, but at least a week, probably more. No, I think we said 30 days. Anyway, don't quote me on the time frame, but Medea and Code Pink were there. They were present every step of the way. They did things like delivering food to the people who were inside the embassy protecting it. So they called themselves embassy protectors inside. So Medea,
which is apparently illegal these days.
Yeah, apparently. So they would deliver food and sustenance to the people inside. And actually, one of her Code Pink one of the other Code Pink heads, Ariel, she was arrested because at some point the cops stopped allowing people to give food to the embassy protectors inside. So because that's insane, and people need food to live, and they were there by decree of the Venezuelan government, the embassy protectors were allowed to be inside pre-coup. Ariel threw bread, like French bread or some kind of bread, through the window that was open in the embassy, and she was arrested and taken to jail and her arrest sheet said for launching missiles. She tossed bread to someone. So they are, I mean, it's the military industrial complex. It's pro-coup people all over the place there in DC.
Breadgate.
And now we have what we call the Debbie Wasserman Schultz gate.
Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.